everyone, my name is Gabby and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review, this time reviewing episode 84. Next up on Goku's recruiting tour for the Tournament of Power is Krillin and 18. Krillin is happy to join, and 18 agrees as well after Goku lies about there being prize money involved. In the meantime, Gohan asks to spar with Krillin, wondering why Goku is so confident in Krillin's ability. And with all the rules and restrictions in place, Krillin manages to defeat Gohan with a surprise improved Taioken. Goku then decides to fight Krillin, and Krillin uses his smarts in the battle to almost manage to defeat Goku. But once Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue, no amount of strategy would be able to help Krillin win, at least until 18 jumps in and says if Krillin can't beat him alone, then they'll just fight together. It's a battle royale after all, and as Goku leaves to try and find the location of Android 17, he starts understanding the value of teamwork. 6 down and 4 to go. So, what did I like about this episode? Well, first of all, last episode hinted at it and this episode pretty much confirmed it. This idea that with them recruiting all the human characters and everyone was wondering as to why they're recruiting them, and the answer as to why they're recruiting characters like Krillin and why they're going to be fighting is because in this fight, in this battle royale, it seems like ideas like strategy and teamwork are going to trump pure power. The fact is, Krillin manages to defeat Gohan with these restrictions, something that obviously normally would not be able to happen in any sort of way. I am finding it really interesting that they're trying to, at the very least, they're trying to do something very different in this tournament. It's not just like, oh yeah, we're just going to give all the humans random power-ups for no reason and then they're just going to be really strong, I guess, and that's it. No, they're like, no, okay, these characters are weaker, but they have ways around it, creative ways that aren't just like, oh, I'm going to get my human equivalent of Super Saiyan. Things that feel a bit more interesting, a bit more kind of unique to the characters and unique to their personalities. I think I like this idea a lot more. And I'm kind of surprised that it's doing it, but I do like the idea. But things just got even better once we got to the second half of the episode and we got to see Goku fight Krillin. I mean, first of all, because like they kind of sort of hyped it up and built up to it, sort of making it look like it was kind of like Goku versus Krillin, the rematch, which was something I don't think I ever realized just how much I really wanted to see until they actually made it happen. It helps that the music was actually a track that I honestly really enjoyed. Sumitomo, I'm not the biggest fan of you, but if you keep remixing Limit Break Survivor, that would be nice because I actually like that song, so. And the fight looked good. And Krillin used strategy and actually kind of explained to us all of his strategies, which was something that, you see in other anime, you don't really see in Dragon Ball very often. And the best part was at the very end when Goku and Krillin are kind of doing a sort of beam struggle, and obviously Krillin can't face up to a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, so 18 just jumps in, and then she says, well, you know what? If there's an opponent who's just too strong and you can't take him on, then we'll do it together. We'll fight them together because this is a battle royale and we'll use teamwork and look out for each other. And then 18 and Krillin are like, okay, fine, you're gonna have to take us both on, Goku, husband and wife, just both of us at once. We're gonna like take down the power scale together. And it was just such a nice moment. It was just such a cute moment. Like, it kind of uses the whole idea of, using teamwork, and it kind of makes it this big dramatic moment that almost feels like it means something. It's not just gratuitous fan service. It feels like it means something to these characters, that they're working together, and it was just a really nice moment. I really liked it. As for what I didn't like about this episode, first of all, why exactly are they not telling them the truth about the tournament? I sort of understood the logic at the very beginning, that Gohan was sort of saying that, if everyone finds out about the tournament, everyone from all of the universes, it could be like some kind of giant panic. They probably don't want to be erased, and it could lead to something really bad, some bad consequences, and even more people might get hurt because of it. But the problem is, like, that was the beginning of the arc, and at this point, all of the gods know about the rules of the tournament. They explained it to all of the gods, and there's no reason as to why the gods wouldn't tell their contestants about the rules. At this point, it can be assumed that most people will know that their universe is going to be erased. So it just leads to the question, at this point, who is Gohan trying to protect by lying? What, Krillin? I think we can all assume that Krillin is old enough and mature enough and has been in enough life and death situations to not go into a panic if he finds out that, this tournament is going to decide the fate of the universe. You'd think that he'd be alright with that, so I kind of don't really know why they're leaving everyone in the dark. Also, don't get me wrong, I love this idea that, strategy and teamwork is probably going to kind of like overcome the power scale, but I am having a few concerns over how it's going to be used. First of all, because like I was was saying a bit last week, that, the series hasn't really implied that this idea could actually happen since about 1990, so it does feel like it's coming a bit out of left field. But the other concern I have is, now that they're really kind of cementing that this idea is a thing that's probably going to be in the tournament, it's not really going to work unless they stick to that idea until the very end. And by that, I mean, like, if the Tournament of Power goes underway and in the end, in the grand scheme of things, at the very end, all that's really going to matter is that Goku and Jiren go into a punch-off and it's going to be decided by who gets the most transformations at the right time, it's kind of going to make you think, like, all of these ideas that they're saying that, actually no, power-ups don't matter, it's really just how you use your power and, the teamwork that you have. It's going to feel like those ideas kind of didn't mean anything in the long run. It's just going to make it feel a bit cheap. So, as for next episode, well, Goku tries to look for Android 17 and also seems to spar with a new improved Majin Buu. We get reminded that there are another 7 universes competing in this tournament and they are just as concerned as Universe 7 is. So it seems like we're going to see some of their reactions and stuff like that, and also the formal introduction of Jiren, who is the guy that Goku was fighting in the intro, who seems to be the main, even if necessarily not actually a bad guy, the main antagonist for this arc and this tournament. So that is going to be interesting. Obviously, first impressions aren't everything, but leaving a good first impression is going to be pretty important to keep us hyped for the tournament to come. So that was Dragon Ball Super episode 84. When I looked at the synopsis, I thought it probably was going to be a little bit of a nothing episode, but it was actually really, really enjoyable. First of all, if you complain about the power scale, I think you're allergic to fun, but besides that point, as someone who never cared about the power scale, even when it was actually an important part of the series, I am alright with this episode, and the stuff that it did was really, really fun, and it honestly feels like they're crafting a much more interesting story than just something where it's like, hey guys, let's just give everyone transformations and put them in the Room of Spirit and Time for like 2 days, but then don't actually tell you what they did in the Room of Spirit and Time, just shove them out there and say they're strong now. This idea, maybe you might say it's a little bit more contrived, but it is also far more interesting as a story. So yeah, the fact that they're doing it in this way and not in the other way, I'm really excited, and they made this a really big deal and a big emotional moment, and it was really fun. We still seem to have quite a few more episodes of kind of just, preparation for the tournament, but, considering that this episode I thought wasn't going to be good, ends up being good, it does make me wonder, if we're going to get some more surprises for the next few weeks, and they would actually get some really fun moments before the tournament even starts, and then, we get the tournament, and, I guess we'll see. I've got to admit, this was way better than I expected, so it's really nice. And I really hope that Super keeps this quality up. So this is Gabby, signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys!